Hi there, that's right. It's the great and glorious, soon to be famous one day, Nick Dutch, back on the camera again, doing another tarot reading today. And today, we've actually got a very, very interesting reading. We've got a lady who's very unhappily married. She's been going through an awful lot, and now she feels trapped. For her, real love is what a relationship is all about. And she's asking me whether she'll ever have the confidence to actually leave the husband and find someone new. I'm very happy to do the reading for you today, and I'll just tell you what the reading says. Obviously right now, as is traditional, I'm just giving the cards a quick shuffle. But what I will say is, getting the confidence is something you will have to take responsibility about yourself. I can only tell you what I can see here. Whether you actually grasp the rose, that's essentially up to you. I'll just have a quick look, just a moment. Alright, now, this is actually quite an interesting reading. Now, as I'm sure you know, I don't always show precisely the cards which have come out. I just arrange them a little more. And I just quickly scan the camera over the cards so you can see precisely what I've got in front of me today. So, you can start to get a feeling for why I feel that this is a very good time of life for you. Just a second, please. Okay, this is a fascinating reading. This is the situation you're in at the moment. It's a little cold, but there's a sense of there being unity there. Anticipation of some variety of victory. Be a little careful, because the victory itself is coming before the moment when you're going to make your big decision. Now, for the victory to be there before you make the decision, it actually suggests you might get a bit impulsive. Try and hold back, okay? Make sure the conditions are right so that you can actually get the right quality of results. And yes, stability is going to come shortly after that. Now, the way that this part of the reading is explaining it to me is that yes, love is going to happen for you, and there's a very strong, very sensitive male energy associated with that. Good signs of stability here, okay, possibly a connection from your past, I'm not too sure about that, but essentially the connection is definitely coming, okay? But there's also a message here that you may still have to maintain some variety of contact or communication with your current husband to a certain degree, and that's going to make things very difficult for you to make sure that you keep the stability that you're after, keep the relationship going with the new man in question, as well as to deal with basically the difficulties of the relationship you've currently got. So yes, we are seeing a story opening up here, but there's a few issues. Being a little too impulsive prior to the point whereby you can actually move forward, and having this kind of like three-way connection going and trying to work out precisely what to do there. But generally speaking, there is that time, you know, it's going to come for you, possibly towards the end of this year, possibly sooner. I can't really tell you the precise date, alright, but there is a feeling of progression, and you'll be moving away from this stale moment which you've got right here, okay? So it's actually quite an intriguing reading, and yeah, I do feel very good about this and very strong. Now, okay, that's just what the cards say, and that's only part of the whole story, because this particular inquirer also had another question. Now, she's been getting like astral projection experiences recently, and some very strong kind of like vision type experiences as well, and she was asking me what this actually means. Well, that will depend upon the content. Everyone can learn from these experiences in different ways. Then on the most basic level, it just demonstrates that hypothetically there could be another dimension to life, namely a spiritual dimension, and maybe part of that you're exploring at the moment. Maybe it means you're opening up. It could mean you're becoming more of a spiritual individual. It could mean you're becoming more sensitive. There's lots of things it could mean. You did ask me whether it's just your imagination. Well, even if it is just your imagination, there could still be a meaning there relating to your marriage, the problems you're having there, the need or the desire to move forward, to search out for something which can provide you with a solution. So maybe it's happening because you're in a state of crisis at the moment. But just as an afterthought, there is something else to bear in mind, and this might not be applicable to you, but it is something that I say to my customers once in a while. Alright? There's different stages to a relationship. You've got the soulmate stage, which is the early stage when you feel everything's absolutely wonderful and you're dancing over daffodils and life is beautiful. But that always comes to an end. That feeling that we call the soulmate stage always comes to an end. And what comes after it? It could be a desire to find someone new, or it could be a desire to try and turn your existing connection into a life partner connection, in which you don't feel the love. You just don't feel it, but you make it happen. And it's about caring, compassion, time together, and building the relationship that way. and it can be a lot harder, and there can be an awful lot more challenges. But at some point, a brand new variety of love starts to appear, and that's called the life partner connection. It is possible to have something called the soulmate disease, when you're always craving that sensation of dancing over daffodils, feeling the love in that particular way. That isn't always what you need. You often need something a little more stable. And that's the life partner connection. I'll leave you with that thought. You can make of that what you will. It might not be relevant to you, because all I've got is what I feel, what my reading says, and what you've emailed me. But I'll still leave you with that thought. Now, for the moment, I bid you good fortune, God and or Goddess, and or none of the above bless, as I always say, or often say. This is Nick Dutch, signing out for now.